The Jamie J. Carr Podcast.
Welcome along to the Jamie J. Carr podcast. We have a very, very, very special guest today with us. Someone who I've seen on Facebook and on YouTube for years now at this stage, and I've never really properly spoken to before. I think we've crossed paths a couple of times in the public, but never really had a proper chat with you. It's TopNotch, one of Ireland's best rappers. Everybody, how are you, TopNotch?
How you doing, Jamie? I'm good. I'm good.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to us today. I know you're a busy woman. I seen you were on holiday there recently.
Yeah, that's right. Just came back on 26 from Tenerife.
Were you
I can, yeah.
2 weeks, was it?
So went over for the week.
Oh, nice. What was it like
Yeah.
traveling with all the restrictions and COVID and stuff like that? What was that like?
Well, I have to say I was lucky to get a holiday, to be honest with you. I didn't think I'd get one till next year or so. So it was kind of spontaneous. A friend of mine booked it and I was kind of going through like a little bit of heartbreak, and I just like, yeah, I'm going. I needed that bit of a week. And when I came back, that bit of heartbreak kind of, rekindled. So it was actually kind of a blessing, to be honest. So I really enjoyed getting away and getting that bit of time for myself to kind of, figure out a few things.
Yeah, we all go through it. So a little bit. What was it like on the plane? I haven't barely gone outside of 5 kilometers. What was it like getting on a plane? Was there many on it? Was there people
Yeah,
wearing
well, I have to
masks?
say on the way going over, there was a few, but not as many. I think when coming back from Tenerife, a lot of people were on the same plane, so it was quite packed coming back. So the procedures was the masks, but then when you're having like tea or coffee, you're allowed to keep your mask off due to things like that. But other than that, you always have to keep it on.
Nice. And whereabouts did you go? Was it Tenerife? Or am I just
Yeah,
saying?
so it's lost. Yeah, Tenerife. So it was Los Cristianos. Stayed in Hollywood Mirage. It was absolutely amazing in there, and you have a pool and all in the place where you stayed, the resort. And then a bit of traveling over in Los Americanos, and then there was also a decky. Yeah, so it was very good. Done a bit of
Nice,
traveling.
nice. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you had a nice little holiday. I think everybody needs one with the state of the
Well,
world
this
at the
is it,
minute.
Jamie. This is it. I have to say to my TM fans, they all said to me, it felt like they were in Tenerife. I mean, like, yeah.
I see you're really you're taking off on Instagram. Just before I was like, because I don't know where you popped up on my Instagram or something. I was like, oh, I'd love to get her on the podcast and have a little chat with her. And I was going through your Instagram story, and I seen it was someone was giving you grief about what way you were dressed or something over in Spain. What was that about?
Yeah, that's right. So, right, like I'm very like not insecure with myself, but I'm just very like a situation happened when I was 18 with a guy that, paired a bit too much. And ever since that, I get very, wrapped up on like showing too much. So, I was wearing tights and people kept giving out, oh, you're in Spain, you're wearing tights. And it was just like on TikTok so much because I done a video and I had tights on, and there's so much about tights, tights, tights. And then eventually I goes, "Do you know what? I think at that. I was on the balcony. I had the door locked, so my friend comes in. And I was like, top notch with no top. I said, there you go now. You know what I mean? That's fine.
So
That was it then.
it was no top notch. Did you get it? Did you get the joke there?
Yeah.
So you decided to just do a little bit of sunbathing, topless, just to piss the haters off.
Well, yeah, you could say that. I basically done it because I just wanted to feel comfort in myself, and I took that chance over in Spain. I was like, I'm on the balcony, no one's gonna see me. You know what I mean? Grant, I'll do it. So
That's
I
it.
guess it's just, yeah, exactly.
You have loads of people now on your Instagram. You said they're TikTok. Do you do the TikToks as well? I haven't. I'm not
Right.
on TikTok too much, so I wouldn't really know.
Yeah. I'm the same. I'm not on TikTok as much. I do have an account. I tend to go on it here and there, but I'm mainly on the Instagram. So yeah.
So how did you become top notch? How did this all happen? How are you? How has this all happened? How have you got so many followers? Where did this all start for you?
Where it actually started off was at the beginning. I was coming out of addiction, and from recovery, I started going into music, and I kind of tested the waters with it. I was like, look, if it goes good, I'm going to stick at it. So at my first ever gig in the Lost Society, it just went amazing, and I had the place hopping, and I was just like, wow, like this is me, this is for me, this is what I want to do. So ever since that, And then I remember back in the day when I used to do busking, I would have bussed with a guy called Tommy, and he's a rapper. And I remember just being so psyched after, and we went around and we went and grabbed a coffee and we were just talking. And I was like, "This is so top notch." And then he's like, "That's it, that's that." And then it just stuck ever since.
You're quite a
Yeah.
unique person, Top Notch. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do things the way you do it. And that's not an insult. I like people who are unique and who are a little bit different and do things a little bit differently, just like myself. Um,
Yeah.
how do you deal with the you get a lot of positive reactions, as I say, and you have a lot of fans. How do you deal with the negatives that happens? And I do see some of the, some of the YouTube comments can be quite how would you say, I don't know, quite mean. How do you deal with all that? And I admire the way it doesn't seem to bother you at all. Would I be right in saying that, or would I be wrong?
You're definitely right in saying that now, because me 5 years or 6 years ago, totally different. I would have been so offended. I would have been like, "Oh my God, like, why is this person attacking me like that online and stuff like that?" Because I would have felt for that person. But then I think gradually I started to realize cruel to be kind isn't a bad thing. So I started to realize if they're going to be like that with me, hell no. Do you know what I mean? Why should I care about that person? So I guess I had to have that, thick skin and just be able to go, look, at the end of the day, that's on them. It's not on me. So I value myself to not allow people like that to offend me.
Nice. So does it ever get in on you though, or have you got to a position now where you're just so secure in yourself that you're like, fuck them?
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel I'm very in a position where I'm just like, F the haters, like the song Level Up. Yeah, definitely feeling past
Nice.
that now. Yeah.
So in terms of your rapping and your music videos and how does that all come about? Do you write a song first? Does a melody come to you first? Do you think you've progressed as an artist over the last few years? And because I'm interested in it, I don't know much about rapping or music myself. How does the process work, and how do you write such class songs?
Yeah, thank you. I hope to think that I have, move forward as an artist with my music, because looking back and reflecting on stuff I've done in the past to now, I definitely do feel myself that I've upgraded in what I do. I start writing lyrics. That's how I begin. Is the lyrics come to me first, and then I go and I decide on what music I want to work with. That sometimes I will get the beat in advance and then I'll work off the lyrics, but it's mainly with the lyrics first. I tend to be inspired, how
Mhm.
I'm feeling and stuff like that, and then I just express, you know so that's kind of how I work it. Yeah.
So your songs are very, very personal, and some of them are very, you don't hold back in what you say at all, which which is admirable. I think I was listening to one of the songs yesterday, and it was talking about doing an E and um kind of enjoying it. I don't know the exact lyrics of what it was. Um, do you ever think, oh shit, should I not put that out? Should I put that out? Or do you just live off your experiences and go from there? I'm interested in your process when it comes to, what you rap about sometimes, because it is
Yeah.
it is quite real and quite distinguishable in terms of other people don't talk about the things that you talk about in your songs,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah. Well,
female
going back to
rappers.
that song, as you're saying, that track is called "I'm a Queen Bee," and
Yes,
actually the
yes.
song is about, like, yeah, I popped a pill, I done it, that kind of way. But it's saying basically what I was saying, sorry about that.
You're
Basically
okay.
what I was saying is, like, back in the day when I would have, been that kind of party girl and that vibe and stuff. So it's basically in that track is trying to tell people that, yeah, I did these things, but it shouldn't be that way. It should be about, like, instead of loving the buzz, instead of loving that like drug buzz and partying and that, it's saying love yourself. So basically I'm taking the context of, yeah, that was me, but it shouldn't be that way. So basically that's what the song is trying to portray, is like, love yourself. You don't need that. Love yourself.
Okay, okay. I'll have a listen to it again. I didn't get it. I didn't get that the first time, but I'll have a listen again. It's a great song. It's in
Yeah.
my head now. I'm a queen bee. I'm a
I'm
queen
a
bee.
queen.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. You are a queen bee. Um. So yeah, is there any methods you would say to people who maybe watch your tunes and are inspired by the stuff that you're doing at the moment? what advice would you give to them in terms of like not worrying about what people say? Because I think of everybody in Ireland, especially who's on the social media scene, you're one of the people I would put as like not giving a fuck of what people think or what people say the most. Like you're number one on that list in terms of what I've seen. So what advice would you give to people who maybe they want to try rap, maybe they want to try making a song, maybe they want to try, I don't know, doing some comedy, but they're afraid of what people would think? How do you any advice for those type of people? Because you're doing this nearly 10 years now, Top Notch, are you?
That's right. Yeah, yeah, close to that. Yeah, defo. Yeah, I'd say maybe. Yeah, in around that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to people who are thinking about getting involved or want to create something but are scared of how people will view them or what people will think of them?
Yeah. So what I feel is that, like, right, when I was a young girl, I had a vision, and I had people when I was a kid, you're never going to be famous, you're never going to be on telly. And then I end up on Ireland's Got Talent. If I had listened to them back in the day,
Yeah.
I would have never been where I am today. So my advice to people out there that have that vision is to follow it. Don't give up, no matter how hard it gets. Because believe me, I have been through a lot of obstacles, but you got to push past it and keep going. Have that fighter in you and keep believing in yourself and just never give up.
I love that. I love that. And in terms of social media, what do you think of social media? It's a great tool nowadays to kind of get your voice out or get yourself known a little bit, and you seem to be utilizing it very well. Um, what made you start going down the the Instagram stories route and sharing your life with essentially the whole of Ireland, really? What made you start doing that, and has it worked for you? Is it doing you good? Like, that's how you're on this podcast now, because I was like, oh yeah, I remember her music videos from a couple of years ago, and I was laughing at some of your Instagram stories, especially the one where you were topless on the balcony. I found that hilarious. Yeah, is there a benefit, do you think, to social media? I think there is, in terms of getting your voice out there, and it's kind of like we all have our own little platform now. We all have our own little radio station. What do you think about that element of it all?
Yeah, like I think it's truly amazing. Like I remember before the whole COVID thing, people were like, it's a pity about this whole online thing. But now people actually realize and appreciate how important it is to have stuff online. You know, I feel like I can't be at one place at the same time, so to have that platform and be able to be a voice out to thousands and thousands of people like that, it's incredible. And it's a wonderful thing to have that, to be able to, because I can't be, such and such a place. Like the way, for example, I'm doing parties here and there.
Yeah,
Some of the days I can't do some parties, but it's always the forced bookings. So whereas if I go online, I can reach out at the same time, so that
exactly.
is a blessing in itself. Yeah.
In terms of doing parties, what do you do? What happens? Do you go perform? Do you get in pictures? Well, tell us about that.
Yeah, so basically they would ask a request for a surprise birthday, party. So the person would actually not have a clue, and they'd be a fan of mine. So I'd go to the door, I'd ring the person up that has, planned the surprise party. So then they'd open the door and they'd have Level Up ready to play. I'd go in and I'd play, yeah, I do Level Up, and then the photographs and all that as well. So yeah, it's truly amazing. I love it. Yeah, it's good.
Oh, that's deadly. I want, for my birthday, I want Top Notch to jump out of a cake and sing me Level Up. That'd be class.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah.
If anybody's listening, hire Top Notch for my birthday, everybody. There you go. You're massively famous now, Top Notch. How do you deal with the fame, and how has it changed your life?
When I started off with this, I was always getting stuff for photographs and things like that. So, it is natural to me. And, I always know that I won't be where I am only for my fans, because I absolutely adore all my fans, So for me, it's not something like I'm like, oh, it's something that I'm actually grateful for and, truly happy.
This podcast is sponsored by Joe Maxi, the Irish taxi app. I'm delighted that they're sponsoring the podcast today, so do us a favour, if you're enjoying the podcast, or even if you're not, go over and download the Joe Maxi app. It's JoeMaxi. It's available on Android and iOS in Dublin, Ireland. And Not only that, but they're giving away €1,000 this December, just in time for Christmas. So do go ahead, download the Joe Maxi app. Check out Joe Maxi on Facebook to find out how you can win €1,000. And a big thank you to Joe Maxi, the Irish taxi app. Think taxi, think Joe Maxi.
That I have wonderful fans out there.
Brilliant stuff. Tell us about, as you mentioned earlier, Ireland's Got Talent. I was watching it with a friend of mine last night, and I was like, I admired how you got, like, I don't know whether it was one or two X's, but you continued on, and it was as if there was no X's whatsoever. And I really admired that. Tell us about the whole experience. How did that happen? What was it like meeting the judges and the bit beforehand and your makeup artist? Tell us about that from the start, because I think it's an interesting story.
Yeah, well, thanks to my makeup artist, Erica, who done my makeup. She was lovely and she's a good friend of mine. And then when I was doing that show, I actually remember I was actually in a relationship at the time and it was quite toxic. So I wasn't fully there with what I was doing. And I was actually lucky to get to perform because, you know, that person didn't want me doing what I was doing, you know, so I wasn't, you know, where I need to be at. I remember I was told, don't do your rapping, you have to do singing. So like literally I just end up doing that song out that choice, out not literally having a choice, you know.
Oh, wait, you were
But
told not to rap
yeah,
by the producers, was it?
No, by my partner.
Okay.
The partner at
Oh,
the time, yeah. So it was quite difficult at that time when I was on that show because, you know, they were trying to stop me. And then thankfully, like I still got the 3 S's, you know, so I was able to persuade that 1 X to a yes, which was great. They did hear me rap and they love the rapping. That to me is rapping. I can sing a little bit, but I can't get the high caliber as I wish. But rapping is my
yeah. How did you get involved with it? How did you get involved with Ireland's Got Talent? How did it start? Did you see something online, or what happened?
Yeah, so I seen about the competition and I entered it. I remember just being out in Blanchardstown, which I actually was a teenager growing up in, and that's when I got the phone call to say, yeah, you've been through. So it was very exciting. I was really grateful when I got through.
Yeah, nice. And in terms of I didn't watch the whole Ireland's Got Talent series. I just seen the video of you doing the audition. What happened after you got the 3 S's then? Where did it go? What way did it go then? Did you get to live shows, or what happened on the show?
So no, so I would have got up just before the live show. So I would have got up until deliberations. But I was actually delighted with that because I wasn't sure if I was even going to be aired. So the fact that I did get to was, you know, a great opportunity to be able to.
And was it good exposure you got off of Ireland's Got Talent then? Was it worthwhile doing? Like, did you notice a difference in your following, or did anything change after you did it?
Yeah, no, I definitely felt that it was such a benefit because even with Louis Walsh, you know how they say chase the dream. I literally
Yeah.
felt that I actually done that because after that, my friend was actually behind Louis Walsh's Jeep. So I said, if this isn't chasing the dream, I don't know what is. So we actually chased after him and we got up to his house, right? And then when we got up to his house, like I was like, I can't do this. And I was like, no, I have to be ballsy. I have to do it. So I got out and I just said, Louis, do you remember me from Ireland's Got Talent, Top Notch? I was like, yeah. So yeah. So I said, I have a track there called Level Up. Will you check it out? And he's like, yeah, you know. So we said, send it to his post box. So I've yet to do that. I'm looking forward to be able to do that. And he did mention about something about a girl band, so you never know
Oh,
what
you
could be
never
in the
know.
pipeline.
So you just see them driving down
Yeah,
the road, did you?
he was literally right in front of us. He turned out.
So he was in the car, a Top Notch gets out, as in typical Top Notch style, and just says, Louis, what's the feckin' crack? How are you?
Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah.
That's it. Why not? I think you have to do those things, don't you, to get further in life?
Yeah,
And
for
what
sure.
was his reaction like? Was he like, what the hell's going on here? Or was he like, was he sound?
No, he was absolutely sound. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, deadly. Louis Walsh, get back to Top Notch. I want to see this girl band. That'd be class. Um,
Wouldn't it?
so what happened then after Ireland's Got Talent? Did you just start to do some more gigs, or where did it go from there? Did your career develop a little bit more, or what happened then after that?
Yeah, so just at the end of last year, this time around, no, a few weeks. Last year we would have went to Alicante, and it was the Cali Cave with Charlie Slot from BBC. He does All Fire and the Boo, so he was DJing, and a good few of us like Ink and Ja One, a few of us that do hip hop over here would have attended. So we got a plane over to Alicante, the Cali Cave, and it was absolutely unreal, brilliant, really,
Unreal.
really awesome. And June Sue from Belfast, so it was great, great. Yeah, so that would have been one, and then I would have done. I was guest artist for the rap battles, so it was actually Ireland and England and America. So all the lads came together, and this was actually the last event that I would have attended before the whole COVID thing. So
Oh yeah,
lucky to
yeah.
get that last one just before that. That was just in around February. So
Nice.
yeah.
So you're living the life, top notch, and you're living it your way. Nothing's stopping you really.
Yeah.
So, in terms of doing all that, what's the hardest thing about what you do?
I suppose the hardest thing about what I do is that there are people that, are just ungrateful and upset with things that they haven't, brushed past to do. And I guess, to be able to try and help those people to realize that they do have opportunity themselves. But, unfortunately, it takes a lot longer for people like that to understand for themselves, So in that sense, because I am kind-hearted, I do feel for people like that. But same time, I got to do what I got to do. And, there's a lot of people on the positive side that do look up to me. So I know that I'm doing good regardless of that.
Nice, nice. And what does your family and stuff think of what you do and your career and the choices you've made? Do you get a support from them, or what way does that work?
Well, my sister thinks I'm bonkers. Yeah, no, I do. I get good support off my mom and my brother, and yeah, they do. They're absolutely amazing. Like my mom's always believed in me. Which is a wonderful thing.
Brilliant stuff, brilliant stuff. So, doing this, do you have a lot of friends in the rap game in Ireland? Have you met a lot of contacts, and who would you hang out with? Is there a little crew he is? What way does it work? I'm intrigued by it all, to be honest.
Yeah, so we do. We have like a market of people that work together. We kind of work in and out around with each other. We're all really connected, really good friends. So there is a good lot of us rappers that work together. Usually before all this, we would have attended hip hop events. So we'd all like meet at all the different hip hop events that would be coming up. But now at the moment, what we're doing is we're just working on collaborations. So we link up and work on collaborations here and there. So yeah, there is a good few. And then like as I class it, the TN crew. So yeah, there is.
And who would you look up to, or who would you be a fan of in terms of Irish hip hop?
That's a good question. There's quite a lot, I have to give props to Ink of like now obviously like the lyrics of what he talks about I don't agree with, but what he's done to get where he is, fair play to him,
Hmm.
fair dues to him. Ja One as well, Mono, Costello, Little Dialect, Jambo, Reza. There's loads of them. I could keep going on and on because there's so many of them. They're all brilliant. Yeah, like they have made major impact in the hip hop scene, which I love. Kim Marie, who's over in America, she was the manager of Irish hip hop, and she started us all off. So she's incredible as well. Fair props to her. She got married and moved over to America. Love her.
Oh, fair play.
Yeah, there's loads. Yeah, there's loads in the hip hop scene that, yeah, they're amazing. Yeah.
In terms of the rap battles, I've seen a couple. I keep saying in terms today. I don't know why I keep saying in terms, but the rap battles are quite interesting, and I've seen a couple of clips. What are they like? Are they nerve-wracking to do? I'd be shitting me bags now. In fairness, if if I had to do something like that, what's that like? Do you still do rap battles and stuff? And what's it like to do that?
Yeah, like I think I done literally two. One was with Tani and the other one was with Daft. And I think after them two, I just felt like, that's not for me. I don't like slacking people, do you know what I mean? So like when I was doing it, I just didn't feel it, that kind of way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's all banter for me, you know what I mean? So I think I'm more into just writing lyrics and performing and all that kind of stage work, all that kind of stuff, you know. I think I just kind of tested the waters with it and just felt like, no, it's not for me. But attending hip hop events where the lads are buzzing off each other and slagging each other off, I don't mind that. It's a bit of banter, you know, me and the guys wouldn't have.
So for you,
Yeah,
you'd rather
so
be an audience member for the kind of rap battle things rather than
now we
taking
have it.
part in them. Well,
Yeah.
that's it. You learn your craft as you go, I suppose, as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what's the plans for the future, Top Notch? Where is this? Where are you going to take this? What's going to happen? What's your plans? Is there anything coming out? Is there anything the TN crew should get excited about? Any exclusives for Jamie J. Carr here?
Yeah, well, you know, I'd like to keep it on the hush hush because it's you, Jamie, I'll tell you. So yeah, like the plans are, yeah, hopefully when the events do come back on to be performing at, like, you know, top festivals, all that kind of stuff. Doing a lot of traveling here and there. You know, I want to network with people overseas as well. You know, when I was in Tenerife, you know, I networked over there, which was lovely. So, you know, every time I get to travel and stuff, I just want to network and hopefully get to start doing some gigs out of Ireland as well, you know, that kind of way. So
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that is in the pipelines, and then just working towards the album and, you know, stuff like that.
Is there any new songs coming out? And if are you writing all the time? What way does that work? Or do you just write when you need to write a
Yeah,
song? Do you have loads to fire out, or what's that like?
yeah. So I actually just released a music video there. I released a music video called Close to Me.
Is that's the one where you're
So
on the balcony, isn't it? And there's a lovely
that's right.
there's a lovely background.
Yeah, that's right. So that was shot in Hollywood Mirage. That view there was lovely. Done that yeah, that one in Tenerife. So that got released just there a few days ago, and it's up 3K plus.
Wow, nice.
So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was the recent one. Yeah. And then I'm going to be working on a few more new stuff. So it'll be in the pipelines, yeah.
In the pipelines, it's in the pipelines.
Yeah.
I was thinking now, you don't have to do this, and I don't want to put any pressure on you doing this little segment that I had lined up. So feel free if it's not for you to say no. But for some reason, I think you're going to be up for it because you don't really seem to be bothered by what people say or what people think. Do you know the way on, like, I don't know if it's Jimmy Fallon or the American talk shows, they do kind of what's it like, celebrities read mean tweets kind of a segment?
Yeah.
Would you be up for doing that, or should we just continue on talking? I don't mind either way, but I just thought that'd be an interesting clip to take out a podcast to get people to come over and watch it. But if you don't want it, that's fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're frozen a little bit there.
Yeah, no, I'll go ahead with it. It's fine. Yeah.
Are you sure now, though? Because I don't want to do it unless you're comfortable with doing it. Do you know what I mean? I just thought it'd be a funny segment to do. You kind of respond to what those people say.
Yeah, no, fire away.
Are you sure? 100%?
TopNotch can handle it.
Okay, here we go. Right. So the segment, the title of this is Top Notch Reads Mean Comments. Here we go, right? Here we go. Some of them are quite comical, I have to say. Okay, here's one, right? This one is from Dave Evans, and it says, seriously, my 5-year-old son dances and sings with a better flow than that. I'm actually speechless. What would you say back to Dave Evans?
I'd say to him, get his kid in another few years to join my dance crew when his music videos come out if he's that good.
There you go. Seriously talented kid if he's as good as you, Top Notch. This one is from Lynn's Q, and it says, the hack of that, I have no words.
Well, she just said words there.
Boom! Take that, Lynn's Q. Oh, I love it. Oh, that's genius. Okay, this one is from Ryan Martin, and we're still on the segment of mean comments here. The girls in this video are too ashamed to show their face. That's why they're wearing masks.
They actually are wearing masks because I told them to put masks on, not because of that.
Take that, Ryan Martin. Take that. Michael O'Brien, and he says, you well paid for them views, and it's on Top Notch all night round music video. So he says you well paid for them views.
Yeah, well, that makes me feel good recognition then, because if he thinks that, and I didn't, I feel even better now, because even a friend of mine over in America said he actually had to pay for his views, and he's like, Top Notch, how do you do it? You don't do that. I was like, I know, yeah, just, just do my thing.
Boom! Take that, Michael O'Brien. Yes, top notch hitting back here on the Jamie J. Carr podcast. I love it. I see with them comments, you just leave them up. You don't delete them. Why is that? Because I have to say now, if somebody acts the bollocks on my YouTube, I tend to delete the comments. Maybe I'm going wrong. Maybe I should leave them up there.
Yeah, no, in all fairness now, sometimes I do delete comments, that kind of way. But for them ones, I just kind of leave them up, and I just kind of go, look, if that's the way they feel, that's the way they feel. You can't delete them all, you know what I mean? Because be too many to be deleting, that kind of way. So
fair play to you. You're a legend. I love your attitude. As I said, I really admire your non-give it a F attitude that you have. Right. So moving on to more positive notes. What's your favorite song you have out of all your tracks that you have out and music videos? What's your favorite one so far that you've done, and why? Top Notch.
So it's kind of in between Level Up and Close to Me, the two recent ones. Yeah, Level Up because it's a real swag, real never mind the haters, that kind of way, that one. And then Close to Me because it's like sentimental to the heart, and it's kind of recent. So it's just basically that song's about you liking someone, that person liking you. You are together, seeing each other for a while, and then something happens, and it's not like because you don't like each other, it's just things that are stopping you from being together. So it's that kind of vibe in that track, yeah, so them two tracks.
We've all been there. We've all been there. So I think a lot of people will relate to them songs. You're a parent now. What's that like? How's your life changed? And is it a little girl or a little lad you have, or?
Yeah, so I have a little girl. She's 2.
Okay, so obviously that's been a massive change in your life. How are you coping with parenthood and stuff? I know it was a massive change for me when I had kids, in my life.
Yeah, definitely. I have to say, like, they don't give you a CV in advance to let you know the hard work you're gonna you know. Well, yeah, I have to say, like, hard work, but worth it as well. Just that smile on their faces, all those things. I do my best, and that's really all you can do.
Yeah, that really is all you can do. Well, congratulations on that as well. I never said it to you before because we haven't really spoken. I know we've came across each other in the past, but we've never really we've never spoken. So I hope you're doing well with that. And so when's the next music video coming out? When can people, do you know yet, or is it still all up in the air with COVID and everything that's happening?
Yeah, so actually hoping to get the next music video shot in the next 2 to 3 weeks, approximately. So in around that. So maybe in around Christmas, could be looking at a new video. I'm not going to say definite yes in case it doesn't happen, but we're hoping to get it out around then.
Nice. Do you have any concepts for the music video that you're gonna do next, or do you still have to plan all that? I'd love to be in one of your music videos one time in the background as a little extra or something. If
Yeah.
you'll ever have me, Top
Yeah.
Notch.
That's not even a question. Of course I would. Yeah.
Brilliant. Hit me up.
Yeah.
I'll pop in. We can make an appearance and people can go. So if you're watching this in maybe 6 months' time, go look through Top Notch's music videos or latest ones and see if you spot me. That'd be class.
Yeah.
I'm basically
That's
just
it, 100%, Jamie.
inviting myself onto your music video. I
Well,
think
I'd
that'd
love
be
to have you
cool
on
though.
board. So.
Thank you. You're a
Yeah,
legend.
definitely.
Yeah, get me in. I'll definitely do it. It'll be a bit of crack. Don't worry about payment or anything like that. I'll do it for the crack. I think it'd be a bit of fun. Have you got any embarrassing stories, Top Notch? I kind of ask this question to everybody who performs on stage or who performs at all. Is there any embarrassing stories from your career that you've experienced?
Not really embarrassing. Like I remember like I was like rapping a track, and then the lyrics were actually, from the lyrics being played were actually before me coming in. So I had to actually catch myself back into that. But like no one knew, you know what I mean? And the drinks helped too. People were a bit drunk, So I just kept going, and it was like I didn't even skip, like, you know what I mean? I was able to get back on track with the track, and it was grand then.
Nice. So no embarrassing stories really. In terms of and there I go again with in terms of, put that in the comments below, everybody. Hashtag in terms of uh in terms of your favorite live performance apart from Ireland's Got Talent, what would you say it has been?
So probably the Tivoli Theatre before they knocked it down. Yeah, I love my performance in Tivoli Theatre. It was lovely. I remember it was for this Feeling Paradise track. It was actually ironic though. The guy that I was supposed to be there doing the track with wasn't there, so I had to do it with a different guy due to my ex-partner. So my ex-partner would have showed up when I broke it off with him, and he
Oh
still
God.
decided to turn up. Yeah. So he actually frightened the guy I was supposed to do the track with. So yeah, so someone else had to take his place and do that track. But I remember just getting up and killing the track, doing it and performing regardless. And yeah, it turned out well.
Oh, brilliant. Fair play. So what could have turned out horrendously bad turned out brilliant because you kind of kept yourself in that headspace of like, let's get this done.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. And I know you're busy there with your little one, so I won't take too much more of your time. Where can people go and check you out right now who've watched this podcast, and maybe this could be their first time coming across you, or maybe they know you, but where can they go to check you out, and where are you most active, and what should they be looking for?
Yeah, cool. So Instagram, it would be TopNotch Baby 26. And then on YouTube, if they want to subscribe to my channel, it's TopNotch 26. So they'd be the two main ones.
Nice. There you go, folks. So do go check her out. She's Top Notch is doing her thing, and I appreciate anybody who has the metaphorical balls to put themselves out there in the public eye, and do what they like to do and what they enjoy. So I do respect you for that. I really do. All messing aside, I genuinely do respect you for doing your thing, and enjoying it and having fun with it. So do go check out Top Notch. If you haven't listened to her music already, well then go check it out. Be nice, be respectful in the comments. I know we were doing the little mean tweets thing, but be respectful in the comments. Be nice, and yeah, go check her out, and check out her Instagram as well. It's good crack. Keep doing that Instagram stuff, Top Notch. I love it.
Yes. Will do, 100%, Jamie.
And I want to be in that music video.
Yes, you know where it's at.
You're a legend. Look, enjoy the rest of your evening. And thanks for having a
You
bit of
too.
fun with me tonight.
Cheers, pleasure to be on. Thank you.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye. One love. Bye.
The Jamie J. Carr Podcast.